On this edition of Have Grave Will Travel, I'm headed to the state of Ohio to visit the final resting places of two more gridiron greats, Ollie Cline and Al Babartsky. On this trip, I'm headed to the Dayton, Ohio area, and the route I took me past miles of awesome wind turbines along Interstate 30 in the western part of the state of Ohio. My first stop was actually in the small town of West Liberty, Ohio, which is located northeast of Dayton. There I would find the grave of a three-time pro football champion. This is the Fairview Cemetery in West Liberty, Ohio, and today we're visiting the final resting place of Ollie Cline. Fullback Ollie Cline grew up in Frederickstown, Ohio, and went on to play college football at Ohio State in 1944 and 1945. He then spent a year in the military at the end of World War II and returned to play at Ohio State in 1947. Cline was selected in the 14th round of the 1948 NFL Draft by the Chicago Bears. He signed with the Browns, despite having a year of college eligibility left, and played for Cleveland during the 1948 season, winning an AAFC title. In 1949, he played for the AAFC's Buffalo Bills. The AAFC merged with the NFL in 1950, and Cline then signed with the Detroit Lions. He played 4 seasons in Detroit from 1950 to 1953, and won 2 NFL titles with the Lions in 1952 and 1953, defeating his old team, the Cleveland Browns, both times. After his football career was over, Cline became a longtime school administrator at the high school and college levels. He was inducted into the Ohio State Athletics Hall of Fame in 2000. Cline died on May 12, 2001, in Springfield, Ohio, at the age of 75. So if you're ever near the town of West Liberty, Ohio, stop and see the grave of Ollie Cline, one more player who made the world of football a better place. After visiting the grave of Ollie Cline, it was on to the next grave on the south side of Dayton. That's where I found the final resting place of a player who was a member of one of college football's legendary offensive lines. This is the Calvary Cemetery in Dayton, Ohio, and this is the final resting place of Al Babartsky, also known as Al Bart. He played college football at Fordham University and was one of the 7 blocks of granite. Tackle Al Babartsky played high school football in Pennsylvania and went on to play college football at Fordham University in the Bronx, New York, from 1935 to 1937. The man who played next to him on the offensive line was none other than guard Vince Lombardi. The front 7 was so dominant that they became known as the 7 blocks of granite. They gained national attention in 1936 when the school's publicist, Tim Cohane, began using the 7 blocks of granite nickname, and the name stuck. The 1936 team had a 5-0-2 record going into their final game of the season against New York University, but they lost in a 7-6 upset and missed out on a chance to play in the Rose Bowl. Of the 7 members of the Fordham line, 2 went on to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame, and another 2 were inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Established in 1970, the Vince Lombardi Award is handed out annually to the top lineman in college football. The trophy is actually made of a block of granite. Babartsky was selected in the 5th round of the 1938 NFL Draft by the Chicago Cardinals and played in the NFL for 6 seasons. He played for the Cardinals for 3 seasons in 1938, 1939, and 1941. He then played for the crosstown rival Chicago Bears from 1943 to 1945, and won an NFL title with the Bears in 1943. After his football career was over, Babartsky shortened his last name to Bart, apparently because people kept misspelling his last name. Bart is how it appears on his headstone. Babartsky died on December 29, 2002, at the age of 87 in Kettering, Ohio. So if you're ever in Dayton, Ohio, stop by the Calvary Cemetery
and visit the grave of Al Babartsky, otherwise known as Al Bart. He's in Section 29 on a big hill right by the chapel.
As a side note, Dayton, Ohio is also the site of the very first NFL game played in 1920 between the Dayton Triangles and the Columbus Panhandles. There is a historical marker in Triangle Park where the game was played on October 3, 1920. I had previously visited the site and the marker back in 2018. Join us again next time as we travel the country searching for the final resting places of the famous and not so famous icons of the gridiron. You can also read articles on my other gridiron grave visits on our website, theworldoffootball.com, under My Articles. Until next time, we'll see you down the road.